Greetings everyone, and thank you for joining us for this week's edition of G News Plus. I'm Don Valiant, and this is the news from Gyeonggi Province this week. Stalls for licensed street vendors and shoe repairers in Gyeonggi Province were replaced by a new standard model. Introduced last week, these new stalls were designed to improve the appearance of streets as well as convenience for pedestrians. The official delivery of street stall number 1 of Gyeonggi Province took place at a bus stop in Suwon City. The appearance of the street is greatly enhanced by this new stall.
먼지도 적고요. 또 가게가 커졌으니까 지나다니시는 분도 먼저보다는 좋은 것 같아요.
This new stall has a built-in heating and cooling system, and its design concept focuses on harmony with the surrounding street environment as well as the convenience of the proprietor and users.
지나다 보니 거리도 깨끗해지고 많이 이용할 것 같아요.
These new stalls were introduced on a preliminary basis in 11 urban areas of Gyeonggi Province, including the cities of Suwon and Uiwang. They will be supplied to the entire province from the year 2013, following modifications to address any issues identified during the preliminary introduction period.
이번에 저희가 정비한 가로 판매대는 경기도의 어떤 곳에 놓여지든 그 상황에 따라 대응할 수 있는 기능 위주의 가로 판매대입니다.
The streets of Gyeonggi Province are expected to undergo a facelift with the introduction of these new and more elegant stalls. Combination communication commodities that combine a variety of communication services, such as mobile telephone and internet, through a single terminal device and contract, are becoming a serious social issue in Korea since consumers, blinded by numerous benefits offered, often suffer losses due to unfavorable conditions they were not aware of when they signed the contract. This individual, identified as A, visited a regional office of a telecommunication company to terminate her contract for a combination communication commodity. She brought a copy of the contract as well as the terminal device and requested termination of the contract, which was duly processed as requested. However, several months later, she was astonished to discover that the monthly fees have been continuously debited from her account. She requested a refund from the company, but was refused.
결합상품을 이용하다가 휴지, 감날기둥, 반납하고 해지를 했어요. 근데 나중에 알고 보니까 요금이 출금이 됐더라고요. 너무 억울하고 답답하고요. 빨리 좀 처리 좀 해줬으면 좋겠어요.
The Gyeonggi Province Consumer Information Center received a total of 60 complaints about similar incidents involving combination communication commodities this year, 8 cases more than over the same period last year. The most frequent complaints are about the fees that are debited in amounts that are incomprehensible or unknown to the user.
결합 상품을 계약하실 때 사은품이나 어떤 공짜 선물에 너무 현혹되지 마시고요. 계약 내용을 꼼꼼하게 확인하시고 특약 사항은 계약서에 기재하시는 게 좋겠습니다. 만약에 피해를 입으시게 되면 소비자 상담센터로 전화하시면 도움을 받으실 수가 있겠습니다.
Of the 60 complaints, the Gyeonggi Province Consumer Information Center has resolved 57 cases. 3 cases are still pending. The Gyeonggi Province Consumer Information Center can resolve consumer complaints about unjust dealings with combined communication commodity suppliers through deliberation with the company's head offices. A special international exhibition is taking place at the Gyeonggi Museum of Modern Art. The artwork on display was created by Korean, Japanese, and American artists with mental disorders. The more than 400 works of art on display at this exhibition were created by artists with developmental disorders. Kwak Kyu-sup, an artist with autism, created this piece that depicts the space in which he lives. Ito Juri suffers from obsessive-compulsive disorder. Juri compulsively collects discarded medicine packages and pencils and uses them to create artwork. No one would be able to imagine, based on these 2 art pieces, that their creators suffer from mental disorders.
비장애인들이 그린 거랑 좀 장애인이 그린 거랑 별 차이가 없고 더 섬세하게 잘 표현한 부분에 대해서 정말 놀랐고.
This is the world's first exhibition of works by artists with disabilities held at a major art museum.
발달장애인들이 가지고 있는 예술의 그 높은 가능성을 좀 주목해서 봐주셨으면 좋겠고 현대미술 작가로서 당당히 좀 인정받을 수 있는 그런 계기가 됐으면 좋겠고.
This exhibition by international artists with disabilities will run until October 7th at the Gyeonggi Museum of Modern Art. An exhibition of masks of the world is being held at the Gyeonggi Arts Center. It offers an ideal place for children to visit during summer vacation, enabling them to view and actually try on some of the strangest masks in the world. Children are fascinated by traditional masks from Korea and around the world, as well as the stories behind them. There are all sorts of traditional masks in this exhibition, including Korean masks conveying different facial expressions, European masks that evoke images of a colorful costume parade, and Chinese masks that remind viewers of the formidable characters of ancient Chinese novels.
각 나라 얼굴들이 달라서 신기하고 놀라웠어요.
What makes this exhibition even more interesting for children is that they are allowed to try on most of the masks.
다른 미술 전시회 같은 건 단순히 가서 이렇게 멀찌감치서 바라보기만 했었는데 이번 전시회는 와보니까 함께 체험할 수 있는 것도 많고 뭐 탈도 써보고 찍어보고 이런 전시를 함께 체험할 수 있는 게 많아서 특별히 유익했던 것 같습니다.
Masks are an excellent window through which viewers can glimpse the traditional culture in which they were used.
이제 300여 가지의 탈들을 전시함으로써 각 체험관마다 이제 체험하실 수 있는 체험 부스가 따로 이제 좀 각 지역마다 각 세계마다 이제 다른 특색을 갖고 있는 탈들을 이제 오시면 이제 여러분들께서 이제 쉽게 보실 수 있으십니다.
Running until August 31st, this exhibition provides children with an excellent opportunity to learn about the traditional cultures of foreign countries. An estimated 4 out of 10 National Basic Livelihood Benefit recipients in Korea are computer illiterate. Recognizing the need for computer literacy, Gyeonggi Province opened an Information Communication Technology, or ICT, center, the first of its kind in Siheung City. The first regional ICT self-sufficiency center opened in Gyeonggi Province. This is a computer education center for recipients of the National Basic Livelihood Benefit who have fewer opportunities to use computers. This ICT center is equipped with 20 computers and a projector that are available for use at any time. Economically underprivileged individuals are now able to learn how to use computers and the internet.
남들이 좀 이 컴퓨터를 못하면 좀 무식하다 이런 생각들을 하고 저도 그런 생각을 가져서 이번 기회에 컴퓨터를 배게 돼서 아주 반갑게 생각하고 있습니다.
The opening of this ICT Self-Sufficiency Center was the result of cooperation between Gyeonggi Province, the Gyeonggi Province Self-Sufficiency Center, and Shinhan Bank. Shinhan Bank donated 1,000 used computers for use in computer training.
자원봉사하시는 분들, 또 우리 경기도청 모든 분들이 힘을 합쳐서 가장 어려운 분들한테 쉽게 컴퓨터를 배울 수 있는 기회를 만들었다는 것에 대해서 가장 큰 의미가 있다고 할 수 있겠습니다.
Following the opening of ICT Center Number 1, Gyeonggi Province plans to open other ICT centers in the cities of Ansan and Gwangju by the end of next month. While a prolonged heat wave lingers over the Korean peninsula, there are an increasing number of heat stroke victims, mostly in their 30s, 40s, and 70s in Gyeonggi Province. In this park in Suwon City, a man in his 40s lies in delirium while surrounded by emergency rescuers who are working rapidly to treat his condition. He is one of the increasing number of heat stroke victims who collapsed or lost consciousness during the scorching heat. There were a total of 58 emergency heat stroke cases reported to 119 rescue services during the past 2 months. More than 20 of these cases involved individuals over 70 years of age, indicating that the elderly are more vulnerable to heat stroke than others.
폭염에 땀이 많이 나고 근육 경련이나 어지럼증 등이 있을 경우에 신속히 그늘로 피해 주시고 물을 많이 섭취해 주시고 몸에 물을 뿌려 체온을 낮춰 주셔야 되겠습니다.
Residents are advised to avoid outdoor activities and confined spaces during the hot weather. Experts also pointed out that heat stroke can occur within a house if it is not equipped with cooling systems and recommend the frequent ventilation of homes in such cases. Gyeonggi Province dispatched officials to the homes of seniors and the physically challenged to advise them on how to cope with the heat wave. The province also convened on-site meetings of senior officials to discuss heat wave countermeasures. H.Y. Cho is in his 70s. He lives alone in this tiny room of barely 6 square meters at a mini room rental facility. He is trapped in this room because going outside in the scorching weather is unthinkable to him.
여기 선풍기도 없고 에어컨도 없으니까 그냥 문 이렇게 조금 열어놓고 닫았다 열었다 하는 거예요. 좀 자기학도 이렇게 밖에 걸어다니려고 그러면 이게 좀 어지럽더라고요. 그래서 안 가요. 안 나가요.
Solitary seniors and those with physical disabilities suffer the most from the hot weather that has the entire province under a heat wave alert. Officials of Gyeonggi Province visited the homes of those who are most vulnerable to the hot weather to advise them on how to cope with the heat and take precautionary measures. Senior officials met at a welfare facility for seniors and reviewed heat wave countermeasures, including the provision of cooling expense support and implementation of a heat management system.
적인 보완도 좀 필요할 것 같아요. 그래서 예를 들면 공사 같은 경우도 겨울 동절기는 공사를 중단할 수 있는 제도가 있는데 하절기에는 중단하는 제도가 없습니다. 그래서 그런 것들은 저희들이 이번에 중앙정부에 건의를 할 그런 생각.
The current heat wave is expected to diminish from August 10th. Meanwhile, Gyeonggi Province is deploying all available resources to assist senior citizens and continues to provide heat relief supplies to those in need. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of G News Plus. We look forward to seeing you again next week.